Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Tuesday, December 6th, 2018, Election Day. So the title of the video is Election Results. Right now it is about 2:30 in the afternoon, so I obviously do not know what the results of the election are yet, but I wanted to talk on the topic ahead of time. So we're talking about the election here, okay? And, do the Democrats win this election? Do the Republicans win this election? And so, I mean, let's even talk about third-party candidates, okay? So there's a lot of talk, both sides, Republicans and Democrats, saying that if you vote third party, you're basically voting for the other party. So there's one scare tactic they're going to give you, that if you vote independently for the third-party candidate, that you're actually supporting the other party. Now, you know what, if a third party's ever going to take off, which I think we need a third party, to be honest with you, in my opinion, to give people other options, excuse me, that nothing is ever going to change if we don't have a third party to give you, like I said, to give people other options. And I don't think that that is a vote for either or of the other candidates. You know, if you don't like the Republican candidate, you don't like the Democratic candidate. I mean, just like with the election for the president, a lot of people could not stand Trump, and a lot of people could not stand Hillary Clinton, okay? So some people voted for Jill Stein. Now, in my opinion, in that election, that's a wasted vote, because it's, you know, it's not going to change anything voting for Jill Stein at that point, because she was not going to ever win anything anyway. But that's, you know, that was as far as that came down. So then it came down to the lesser of two evils, if you will. And I think the American people made the right choice, in my opinion. I could not stand Hillary. I don't see how people could not look at that woman and realize that she was an evil individual. But whatever. That is what it is. So let's talk about tonight. Let's say the Republicans win the election tonight. What's that going to mean? It's going to mean that it's going to be easier, obviously, for the president to, whatever his agenda is, to get it through the House and to get it through the Senate, whatever they're trying to do. If the Democrats win, basically it will bog everything down, because then they basically can stonewall anything that he's trying to put through. So, but realistically, guys, and I've said this before, and so, you know, don't beat me up over this, but this is the truth. Regardless of who gets in, Democrat or Republican, at the end of the day, who are they looking out for? Are they looking out for the American people? I don't think so. I think that most elected officials are owing the people that help get them elected, meaning big business, the corporations, wealthy donors that spent their money or backed whatever candidate, and they have an agenda. And now that they have been elected, whoever they may be, Democrat or Republican, doesn't make any difference, they owe their special interest groups, they owe their rich friends. And that's who they're going to help, okay? They're going to help big business, they're going to help their rich friends, and they could care less about the small guys. I mean, if the Democratic Party truly cared about the poor, let's look at Chicago, let's look at Detroit. Those are very, very much Democratic-run cities, and the number of poor people in those cities, they're not getting any help. They're not getting the help that they need. And when I say getting the help that they need, what do I mean by that, okay? Not just giving people handouts forever and ever and ever and over and over and over and generation after generation. No. What we need to do is give people a sense of self-worth, give them a reason to go out every day and go to work, make them feel good about themselves, make them feel like a productive member of society, okay? That's what makes people be productive. That's what makes people, giving somebody a reason to have self-worth. And I'm going to give an example, guys. I mean, I went back to school at 27 years old. And, I was 29. When I went back to school, I was 29. And I went to nursing school. And when I got my degree and I passed my boards, and I was like, man, I made it now. I mean, I felt like on top of the world, because now I could actually get out there and make a good living, take care of, eventually I would have my family, which I knew that eventually I would, get married and have children and stuff like that. So, that was important to me. But I wanted to be established in my career, and I know not everybody can do that. I mean, I know there's a lot of single mothers out there that are struggling and trying to get by and, to support their kids and stuff like that, and they do what they have to do. But if you can go out there, and it doesn't even have to be college, guys, go to a trade school. My God, if you become an electrician, a plumber, what else? A carpenter. Those are jobs that are always going to be there. A plumber is always going to have work. An electrician is always going to have work. A carpenter is always going to have work. There's always more building projects going on. There's all kinds of things. So college is not for everybody. Okay, I mean, coming out of high school, I went right in the military, so it was like I was not even thinking college. But like I said, college is not for everybody. So go to a trade school. I mean, go be a chef. There's a good profession. I mean, people are going to want to eat. They're going to want to eat good food. That is important. So those are things to think about that I don't think a lot of people think about those things. So, it's not just, oh, we got to go to college. Because, I know a lot of people that go to college, they get their wonderful liberal arts degree, and then they're working at McDonald's flipping hamburgers because they can't get a job in their field, and, they're in student debt up to their eyeballs. So, or that's my forehead, but you know what I mean. But, you need to have a game plan. You need to think about these things. But anyway, I'm absolutely getting off a track with what I was saying. But we need to help people to have self-respect. And that's what we should be doing. Not just handing out more entitlements and letting people sit around on their behinds and not do anything, okay? I think it's really important. If you give people self-worth and self-respect, they feel better about themselves. Like I said, I know I did. And I'm just using myself as an example. But when I finally did something with my life and said, okay, you know what, now I can go ahead and make a decent living, and I did for a very long time. I've been doing it, like I said, I've been a nurse for 24 years now. So, it's and it's a thankless profession, I'll be honest with you. You get in there with the one vision of how it should be, and you find out really quickly that, like I said, management could give a crap less about people. It's not about people, it's about the bottom line. And that's sad. That's sad. But anyway, that's another whole video for another day. So let's talk again a little bit more about the elections. I've said before, Democrats, Republicans, two feathers of the same bird. They're the same exact thing. So if you vote them in thinking you're going to have all this wonderful change, sadly mistaken, because like I said, they're going to take care of their rich friends and that type of thing. Now, I personally believe that in this election, results when we get them all tonight, I think that the Democrats are going to get their butts handed to them. And I think that that's their own fault because of the dirty politics and the way that they've been behaving. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of corrupt Republicans as well. So don't think that I'm just hammering on the Democrats. But with the whole Kavanaugh thing and all that, they looked really, really bad. They looked really bad. And so, I think that you're going to have a lot of people are going to vote strictly party line no matter what. That's going to happen. That's what people do. But then I think your independent or your fence-leaning people, I think a lot of those people are going to say, this whole last year has been just horrific the way that the Democratic Party has acted, and I think you're going to see a huge victory for the Republicans. That's my opinion. We will see. Now, what happens after that will definitely be interesting. So, I definitely want to hear your guys' feedback. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you think on this whole topic. Do you think that there's going to be big sweeping changes today, that the Democrats are going to do fantastic, or do you think that the Republicans are going to do fantastic? And what do you think it really means? How is it going to affect you personally? Because I don't see it affecting me personally in any kind of positive way. Because they just don't. They don't do anything. All they do is bicker and fight amongst each other, and nothing ever gets accomplished to help people, And that's what we should be doing. And we should be helping Americans first. When we can say that there's no starving people in America, when we can say that there's no people out on the streets, when we can say that we have our drug problem under control, and that we're helping people, and that we're actually stopping these freaking drugs from coming in this country, then we can worry about other people. And if you want to come to our country, come in the legal way only. And there's a legal way to do it. So I'm going to flip this around real quick. Sunshine was out. Okay, so over here, it was like partly cloudy. You see the blue. Not too shabby, right? A lot of clouds. But then we're kicking around over here and look at what's coming in. It is going to be dark and nasty, so we got more rain coming in. Much, much milder today. Much, much milder day. But Actually got halfway decent power coming in too, so the solar keeps rocking. We keep doing what we have to do. So anyway, guys, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day, because you never know what's going to happen. It's so important. And remember STD, guys. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself. Nobody else can stop you from doing that. Stay positive. Let's treat each other with kindness. I think it's so important, okay? I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great day, and it should be an interesting night. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.